Hi, welcome. I'm Karla Bristol.
And I'm Rainelle Saunders.
And welcome to the Karla and Rainelle Show.
Hey. And as you see, I know we have a guest.
You're not supposed to see our guest yet. He jumped on set real fast.
Yes, I came to jump on.
I think he's gonna step off and come back. No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's all right. You can be a fly on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a little talking, and our guest is gonna maybe join in on some of our topics today. How about that?
That would be fun.
Yes, I would.
So you want to say who's with us?
Oh yes, okay. This is Dr. Ryeal Simms, and you will find out what he is a doctor of very soon, and it's something very interesting.
Oh,
we
yes.
may say so ourselves.
Well, it is on the title of the show, so people have an idea, but it's very nice, especially coming right after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope you had lots of love and good hearts flowing everywhere.
And right after Valentine's Day, that's what we need. So you either, and there were actually some people that I saw they break up on Valentine's Day because maybe they didn't get enough of what they thought they were supposed to get.
I'm guilty. I actually broke up with someone a few days before Valentine's Day.
Did you?
I don't know, because I guess, well, we'll get into it.
Not this one though, right?
No. We're talking many.
You mean like yesterday?
No. Many years ago, and I didn't do it purposely for that. But we're starting to get into the topic. We're going to save that for the meat of the interview, because right now we're going to do a little bit of our top topics and what's been happening in the world and in LA even, because that's where we are.
Now, first, can we toast so that I can sip?
Oh, somebody and her champagne. Remember, she was on a 30-day alcohol cleanse.
Well, we know that's over.
Okay, we're toasting to our guest.
Yes.
A wonderful guest today.
Thank
and a wonderful
you.
topic. And Valentine's.
And love.
And love.
Always.
And wellness, being, and happiness.
Wellness and happiness. Yes.
So, cheers to you out there as well.
Thank you. I know.
Champagne always. You're right. Champagne always gets me right here. It's like, ooh, the bubbles start to work. But So as we were saying, Valentine's just happened. So being single, I did not go out to a dinner with a man and have that wonderful, thing going this year, and I'm fine with that. So I gathered single ladies together who otherwise also did not have plans, and we went and had a wonderful time. We hung out. I'm not going to specifically say where, but it was really fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we did a lot of active things, and we ate and we talked, and it was just really a lot lot
Good.
A lot of fun.
I'm sorry that I couldn't be
And you were
there.
invited, but this one is just busy working.
I was just working. That's what you have to do when you don't have a man. You have to work, but you probably have to work anyway.
I was going to say, we got to work
Take care of
regardless.
yourself.
Yeah. When you have one, keep working.
It was Happy Singles Celebration Day.
It was
for
happy.
me.
Yeah. Oh, happy singles. Well, we were happy singles yesterday. We were some happy single ladies.
Yeah.
Not that we're trying to stay single, but we were just enjoying each other and conversing. And of course, I had to bring up topics about relationships. I couldn't have that many women together and not go there. So we had some fun kind of exchanging ideas and thoughts about that.
I like to hear those.
Why
I like
things
to hear what
are.
you were talking about.
Yeah, you hear relationship. This one,
Yes.
his radar goes up.
He's already curing something.
Yes.
Yeah. If you were there, you probably could have fixed every question we had.
Yes.
So that's the main thing. And then, of course, the Grammys occurred. What a big night for Adele.
Oh yeah, definitely.
5 Grammys. I love the picture when they do that.
I missed the picture, but I did see the count. She went up there quite a few times. So
yes.
I'm like, wow, yeah, congratulations.
She did. And then, she really felt that Beyonce should have won for the best album. And Beyonce did it, and Beyonce put a lot into that. It was really a nice album. But Adele as well. So there's some controversy though. Some people are now saying that Adele is a real singer and Beyonce's not a singer. That's why Adele won. I mean, it's cruel.
Yeah,
It's really some hard comments coming out now toward Beyonce just because she didn't win. I think it's because Adele made such a big deal about her love for Beyonce and how she almost wanted to cry when she didn't get it. So I don't know.
She was being very gracious, I think. I think it was very sincere, too. I mean, I really felt she was being truthful when she said that she felt that there was something that Beyonce had earned, perhaps, that was equal or better to what she earned for that particular thing, and because of the way it influenced her, she probably
exactly it really influenced her a lot. So as an artist, a peer, that really says a lot. It speaks volumes.
Really does.
Who did you think should have won?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But Beyonce really worked hard on that last album. I really liked it. So
yeah, that was good. They all worked hard. You know, it's the tough thing. They're all putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into those songs. And but I think Beyonce took it to another. That's what I'm looking at. Beyonce's had a lot of deep messages.
Deep messages, and that's so important.
A lot of deep
That's something that you don't really have. You know, I mean, recently within music, you know, having a real message.
Right.
And Beyonce has actually been putting messages in her songs. You know, so
and controversial messages.
Very
powerful,
but powerful messages.
Black women and some of them women in general. But very necessary, empowering women.
That is so important today. It really is. You really need that.
Right.
And it's good coming from a woman. You know, because you have so many men out here trying to, but you know, you want to hear a woman that's also trying to empower. You know, because little girls want to look up to the women. You know, so I think it's really cool. I really appreciate it. All of her songs, and then I'm quite sure it's some that we haven't heard yet too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they kick them out all the time. But Adele, I will say Adele, amazing. I love her voice, love her songs. She's such a natural. And I found out, that's what someone told me, that the pianist follows her voice when they do the song.
Wow.
So she basically leads the song with her voice, and the music comes afterward. Usually you lay your track, and it's the other way around. But I'm told from an insider in the industry that Adele, the way her style is, that she will sing, and then they'll play to make the song work for her voice.
Well, if that's true, I guess that explains why she did stop the song when she was
that's right.
Stop the song in the middle of
I appreciated that.
Yeah, I really did too. And I think the whole audience, they gave her a lot of love and a lot of support for that, because I think she really did feel bad, but it was like she had to weigh, you know, am I going to just allow this to continue and do this awful job for my friend, or am I going to just, you know, just stop it and do
That's
it
right.
Yeah.
Well, she threw some F-bombs too. I don't know if that was but I think that was not probably her band. That was the awards band. So that's why they're not used to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they play the way most artists would expect. They just play and you follow them. She's not used to that, I guess. So possibly that could be it. Yeah. I think we just uncovered what happened.
That's what happened.
The key.
Yes.
Maybe, you know, maybe.
Yeah, she was in her own key.
And maybe that's why the musicians have to follow her, because maybe she takes it. She has her own key. Adele has her own musical key. That's the thing. It's the secret.
Right.
And the band knows. I mean, her band.
Her band knows.
Her band knows. Hey, we just got to follow her.
We got to follow her. Yeah,
wherever she goes, we just got to follow her.
That's what I was told. She'll go all over the place, and you got to follow what she's doing. But it was great. And now the Oscars are coming up. And I was up on Hollywood Boulevard yesterday, and they've shut it down. They've got all the dividers up, the partitions for the crowd control. I mean, they're already working. It takes a good week to get that thing ready. It's on the 26th, February 26th, for the Academy Awards. But they're getting it ready.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting too.
Oh yeah, that's going to be very. I'm thinking Fences or La La Land. That's kind of what I've narrowed it down to.
Yeah.
You know. La La Land's been really winning a lot. So, I mean, I don't want to just say La La Land, because based on the awards they've gotten, I'm kind of thinking that's probably where it's going to go.
Right.
But Fences really is an amazing film. And I think they're a strong contender.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Hidden Figures for my choice. Just because I think that it has... Because I hear other people, like all kinds of people talking about it, that seem very surprised at how good it was. Like they didn't know if they should see it or not, because they didn't know what kind of movie, or if it's something, you know, that maybe didn't fit what they would normally see. But everyone who went out on a limb, because they couldn't believe, they're like, okay, what's this movie that's that's all this winning the awards, and that's, you know, number one. And they've gone out and come back feeling like, wow, this is amazing. Like, people should see it.
Oh, it's a phenomenal film. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, it's an excellent film.
History we don't know. And history that everybody should know. You know, black people, white people, you know, Spanish people, everybody should know positive history like that about people that don't get recognized, I think.
That's right.
Well,
absolutely.
Do you have a comment?
Oh, no.
And on that note, because I did make a note of our Black History topics, we're in Black History Month, so I always, every show, want to mention a few that, made a difference, and I left my glasses, so may I please? I hope are they readers? Are they prescription?
They're readers.
Okay, because if they're prescription, I may be in trouble here. So, for Black History Month, shout out this week, I have several people that are scientists. So I thought you might enjoy that, our guest being scientific on his area. So we have Benjamin Banneker, of course, born in 1931. He was an African-American astronomer, mathematician, author who constructed America's first functional clock. Where would we be without that? We couldn't do this darn show without a clock. Charles Drew, born in 1904, American physician, surgeon, and medical researcher known as the inventor of the blood bank. That's that's big. I mean, that's big. I think people should know some of these things. And I'm focusing on those that we don't hear as much about. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, born in 1858. I'm going back. A physician who performed the first prototype open heart surgery.
Oh.
And, he was born in 1858. He passed in 30, so that's, Emmett Chappell, he was a scientist and researcher and recipient of 14 U.S. patents, who discovered that a particular combination of chemicals caused all living organisms to emit light. Woo! Love it. Emmett Everett, shout out to him as well, a biologist and author known for his work on egg fertilization and the structure of the cell. Two more. I have George Washington Carver, who we do hear a lot about, 1864, a scientist and inventor and an extraordinary explorer and innovator of agricultural science. Peanut man. The peanut, which I love. James West, and my last one here, is an inventor who developed the mic in the 1860s and holds 47 U.S. and more than 200 foreign patents on microphones and techniques for making polymer foil electrics. Every award show uses a microphone. Every concert uses a microphone. That's a lot. Every live show, Karla Rainelle uses a microphone.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
So shout out to all of those, and good to know some new people that you may not have heard about, or you have. Carver, I'm sure you have. And I love the fact we have Black History Month to remind ourselves of all these great accomplishments.
It's amazing
by other people in the world, some with color.
And just speaking of that, and since we're still in Black History Month, we also had the Image Awards last weekend, and a lot of people were recognized for that, and people that were outside the box. We mentioned them last week, so I won't repeat them again, but not only entertainment and sports, but also in all other aspects of life where people of color are just shining and making a difference. So,
that's right.
And that was great.
Absolutely,
That's right.
So it's exciting.
Wow.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
Yes.
We're doing things. It's a busy time right now, though.
Yeah.
This time of year, right after pilot season, you have award season, Black History Month. It's just so much going on, and we're not going to talk politics, I don't think, today, right? No.
I am so done.
We're trying not to do any today. We always do a one. I was going to mention that Flynn and all that. We know. My one question I must ask.
Okay, go ahead.
One question. Cart before the horse. Flynn says he resigned.
Yes.
Trump found out, 18 days prior about what he had done. He waits. What's the real story here? Then Trump says he released him, basically. Which one is it? The White House has given us two stories. Did Trump fire the guy from his position, or did the guy resign? Was he forced to resign? Yeah. That means Trump made him leave. Reluctantly, because he waited 18 days. That's all I guess. Really?
Right.
Crazy.
Exactly.
He was just taking the fall, I think.
That's exactly it. He's taking, and he's still taking it.
He did not do this alone, and I'm sure.
No.
And they knew about it.
He's the fall guy.
And
they're trying to come up with more.
Knew about it before. It was like, oh no.
Exactly. That's why now they're saying they're so mad about who created this leak.
Yeah.
Who in here leaked the information that the president didn't do his job right?
Right.
That's what the president's mad at. He's like, that person should be prosecuted.
Yes.
You're going to prosecute the person that found out that this was going on, but you're not saying the man who had this relationship with Russia it's wrong. He's not ever saying that. It's so twisted. And if America can't see this,
wow,
clear as day. Okay.
I have one, just a quick one.
Yes,
Okay. I read it. And who knows if it's real news or not, but let's just say there were pictures.
You said real news.
There were pictures, that means it's true.
So alternate factual reality.
Oh, but was it photoshopped or it was real pictures?
Exactly. I'm sure they'll say that.
Okay.
But apparently there was a dinner going on in a public place where Trump and his, team were enjoying dinner, and then some crisis happened, which involved the person who carries the basic button to blow everybody away.
Oh, really?
And that they were discussing things right in the open restaurant with people around.
The staff, the wait staff could hear this conversation.
And look like other patrons having dinner and that type of thing. And the guy who holds the bomb button was taking selfies with somebody. And they talk about the national security with little things that Hillary did with
like
the
email.
But they're on the open discussing.
I didn't hear about that.
Nobody's supposed to see. It's supposed to be always in some kind
closed
of
door.
Secret place.
Wow.
We're not supposed to know. We're not even supposed to know what the guy looks like that carries
Exactly. That's the point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The briefcase. They call
Absolutely.
it football.
Yeah.
Football.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know.
I don't want to know.
You're not supposed to know who that is.
Now, if that's not a breach in national security, I don't know what it is. But anyway, things
this is
have
you
gone
guys' president.
Cocoa Puff,
It's your president.
Cuckoo for Cocoa
Oh, it's
Puff.
ours? Yeah. Unfortunately, we all got him.
We inherited him.
We inherited that.
From the Loonies. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
Yes,
and literally, if this was, let's say, Reagan or any Republican or a Democrat, I would feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's the person. I'm not about what party you're with.
Right, absolutely.
I'm about the actions, and they are just frightening.
That's right.
So even if I had which I did, and I'll tell you, I didn't vote for him. So if I had, I would be just horrified right now.
Exactly.
I really would.
Yeah,
and when I talk to some people, they kind of go, well, give him some more time.
Yeah.
More time to do what? Blow us all up?
What kind of people?
Have us all nuked?
Yeah.
Give him time so I can pack and get out of here. That might be
It's scary.
And I feel sorry for the people who voted for him and thought.
A lot of them are horrified.
Like
and they
a lot of
terrible.
people didn't know the difference between the Obamacare and Affordable Care Act. I
well,
think
don't
that
vote
was
if you don't know what you're doing. Please don't.
Yeah.
Go find out. You should vote, but go get the information. Don't just vote and I don't know. I know I don't want Hillary, so I'm just gonna vote for this crazy man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Hillary's looking really good now.
Yeah, he did a great job of putting fear in people too as well.
Oh, he's still doing that.
To make them think
that's what bullies do.
It's totally crazy.
But
Well, I mean, it's really bigly.
Yeah. That great line in the Usual Suspects. What is it? The greatest deception or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to misquote, but the greatest thing that the devil ever did to fool people, or basically was to make you think he did not exist or something. That quote from the Usual Suspects with that guy that got away with
a little noise.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'm thinking we may need. I think we need to close a door over here.
Yeah.
If there's anyone around that might be able to help on set.
Our crew.
Yes,
I know. Can our crew help
We
with
have a
the
crew
door?
member that can close the door.
Our crew member is not available.
They're on point. Can you guys hear us okay over there? I hope so.
Of course. Now, do you have anything other?
No, I'm ready to get, important. Do I have everything I say is important?
Well, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Other important stuff that you have. That's what I'm saying. Do you have anything that's other important stuff to talk about?
I'm good.
Before
I am
we change
leaving.
subjects, is what
I purposely did not bring a lot to discuss today because our guest has a wealth of information for our audience and so much to talk about.
And I'm sure we will have questions based on anything that you have to say because I've heard you speak. So let me briefly give you, because I'm sure this doesn't cover, half of what we need to talk about with you, but we'll find out. So Dr. Ryeal Simms, relationship expert, is a cognitive neuropsychologist, behaviorist, and motivational speaker whose passion is analyzing why we do what we do from an eco-bio-psychosocial spiritual point of view. And as the leading authority on the neuroscience of relationships, Ryeal integrates the disciplines of cognitive neuropsychology, biology, anthropology, and body language to teach youth, adults, and corporations how to make wise relationship choices. And Ryeal is also a licensed and certified counselor, marriage facilitator with Prepare and Enrich and the Relationship Coaching Institute, which I had never heard of before.
Yes.
He served as the official relationship coach for the Hirsch Group and the Tavis Smiley Foundation, and also a member of GGI, a network of neuroscience researchers. He works as a relationship advisor for the entertainment industry and has been featured in numerous publications and media programs, including Essence Magazine and National Public Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our set, Dr. Ryeal.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
What an introduction.
Wow.
Go
I
ahead,
didn't
girl.
realize it.
Woo! Go ahead.
Sip for getting all that out without fumbling.
You need a drink
You know,
after
I'm going to
that
have
introduction.
you with me every place I go. So
Yeah.
Like the way I
yes.
No, that was good, you know?
Yes,
and
wherever I
the
go.
Body language.
Right. No, and both of you guys
Thanks
get
for
that
those
body
hearts.
language, and then both of y'all.
Yeah, it's
you
like,
know,
ooh.
get be on the stage, and then
Okay, I know.
just make the movements and everything. Yeah.
Well, how are you feeling? And I know you like that introduction.
Good. I loved it.
How was
Thank
your
you so
Valentine's
much.
Day?
It was great.
Mr.
It was
Relationship
excellent.
Expert.
Yes.
How was
yes,
yours? What does a
yes.
relationship expert do on Valentine's Day?
Oh,
No pressure.
I mean, the same thing everybody else. Same thing, dinner, flowers, the whole works, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to grab
nothing
the other
different.
half and see if the other half was happy. We're going to have to
Right,
let me call her and ask how
Yes.
satisfied she was.
Yes.
No, that's great. I'm sure
Yeah.
very much so. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you have a wedding anniversary coming up.
Yeah.
Not too
Yeah.
long
Oh, wow.
ago. And
Yes.
if you didn't know, you better
Yeah, thank
get
you.
ready.
Thank you. Because, I always see that on television,
Yeah.
right? When the husband never remembers,
right.
and she's always doing things, and he's like, oh my
Uh-huh.
God, I forgot.
Right.
That's right. You owe me. Just
Or you,
in case.
Right.
you play it off. You go, of course I knew. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. Thank
Right.
you. I knew.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Planned that months ago.
Yeah, right. It's already planned. Yeah.
What anniversary is this
Yeah.
for you?
No, just kidding.
No, wait a minute. I can look and try to see if I can figure it out for you.
Well, we've been together 20 years now.
Wow, wonderful.
20 years, yeah.
Okay.
Something's
Yeah.
working.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can listen to a man that's been married for, or at least together with
Yeah.
the same woman for 20 years. I
Yeah.
can listen to advice from
Yeah.
that person.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been wonderful. I mean, I love it. I love the process, and you constantly go through the process. So it's not over. We're still learning. We're still developing. We change. And that's one of the good things about it too, is when you change, how do you adapt to that change? And I think that's the beautiful thing about it too as well, because you get another perspective, right? We met each other, we both agreed on this when we were young, but now as you get older, you kind of change your ideology, your views, your things that you basically
You grow.
you grow.
Yeah.
You grow. And that's the beauty of it, is staying with the growth, right? Sometimes people think, well, now that, you grow and I've grown and you've grown, and I should, I don't know if we should stay together. And, because you hear, what's the common thing? We
Grow each other.
grow each other. So the thing is basically taking that in as a gift, because when that person change their ideology or a view on something, that's wonderful, because now you have something else to talk about.
Right.
And you learn something else new from that.
Right.
Because, there's nowhere in the world you're just going to be the same. Every day you're going to learn something new. So you're going to change every day. But the beauty of it is having that conversation about sharing what you believe in now, right? Because you might believe in something, 7 years ago, but I just discovered something, and you're like, wow. Okay, so let's have that conversation. So
that's the
beauty
key
of
in
it.
that, to continue to have conversations as the relationship has changes, as individuals within a relationship develop changes. They must communicate that way.
They must communicate that, because then you understand your significant other,
right?
In order to have a vitalized, harmonious, cohesive working relationship, right? I think it's just vital. It's so important. It's beautiful. It really is. It's really, really beautiful, because I just, like my wife is she's gone back to school to get her doctorate in sociology, but she's also studied anthropology too as well. Well, she's learning new things, so there's more conversation.
Right.
And even if it was something that I probably never thought of or disagreed with, now that she's bringing it to my attention, it's great because we talk about that, and she could teach me. You know, so you could tell me something, I'm going, oh wow, I never thought about it like that. You know, like wow, that's really deep. You know, and plus, you know, she's a writer and filmmaker, so you know she's not giving that up, but that's just adding on to what she's already doing, right? And yeah, so that's the beauty of just learning more about each other as you get older, you know, as you grow.
It seems like that also means then it develops a friendship. You have to have a good friendship within the relationship. Is that important?
That's the friendship part of it. Because it's something new that you want to share. I mean, if you don't have anyone to share something that you just learned, right? That's the great part of it. It's something that you've just learned and you want to share that. We could talk forever. Because it starts a conversation. And you know, too, just speaking on that, I just wanted to bring to people's attention that is what quality time is. So when people hear about like the laws of attraction and we think quality time is actually watching television, that's quality time with the television.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. You're making the TV happy in the cable company.
You know, but the quality time is just say if we are watching television, right? At least have a capacious mind and not a vacuous mind to actually pause the television, to stop it, and to have a conversation about what you're seeing on television. Then that becomes quality time, right? You know, and then because now you are talking, you're having a conversation, and you forgot all about, you know, the television, what you were watching, because now this is a subject, right? This is quality time. Before you know it, it's 10 o'clock. You were watching that program at 8, right? But now you're actually articulating with each other, and you're spending that quality time. That's quality time.
Right.
When you're actually sitting down and you're talking and you're sharing, and even if it's a debate, right? It's so wonderful because you're learning. And you also have to, when you're talking and having a debate, it's really good to also have the ability to be an empirical listener in order to respond correctly, but also to say, wow, you're right. Without, I'm wrong. Or, you know, this is a battle. It's listening and then going, wow, you're right. You're right. I never thought about it like that. And being able to change what you were holding on to forever. Saying, no, I think. You know, but if she says something and you go, oh, wow, that makes sense. You know, and that helps the conversation in the future. So when you are having maybe you have a heated conversation, you're able to listen, really listen, because that helps. You know that when you listen, it's contributing to the relationship. The relationship. Look at like the three entities, the Trinity, right? You have the Trinity is you, me, and relationship. So what are you putting inside of the relationship, or what are you taking out of the relationship? So when you're listening, you're putting in the relationship, but you're listening not to just hurry up and speak, you know, and have an argument. You're really listening to understand. So when people say the best part to a relationship is communication, well, I have to say this. We all communicate. Couples communicate. It's impossible to not communicate. And what I mean by that is, if you're not communicating verbally, communicating what? Non-verbally.
With your actions.
With your actions. So if you're pissed off, you're going to show it.
Right.
You're gonna, what? What do you want? You want me to fix your dinner?
Not anymore. No.
So that's still communication.
Right.
So if the key is communication, then everybody would be happy.
Right.
The key is understanding the communication. Taking out time to understand what you're saying. You see, if you're spending a lot of money and you go to college, you're trying to understand what the professor's saying. So you can get a good grade, right?
Right.
So you can pass, so you can graduate. You see that effort that you put in to listen? Well, that's the same effort that you have to put in a relationship, is to listen, to understand. When you perfect that gift, it is totally awesome. Right. Because when you perfect that gift to really listen, to understand, and you realize that you were wrong, you're like, oh my God.
Right.
I was saying, for all day, you're wrong, you should have, and because you're not being an empirical listener, because you're not taking out time and just listen to understand. When you get the understanding, then you evaluate and you go, wow, wait a minute. He or she is right, and have the ability to say it and say, you know what, you're right about that. And it's so rewarding after you can actually say it.
And I like to say, this works in all types of relationships, whether you're dating, whether it's your friend, girlfriends,
Absolutely.
Guy buddies,
Work,
mother, daughter, son, father, all that. Work,
corporation,
employees, any type of relationship. It seems like that would work wonderfully.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is so important to understand that. That's the real thing when we say communication is the key. Well,
guys always say, I don't want to communicate. I don't like to communicate, right? Don't we hear this all the time? Yeah, we always talk about this stuff.
Yeah, we'll get over it. Or you don't want to talk about it. They shut down.
They shut down.
Right.
Ladies know what I'm talking about. The guys, usually it's the man who doesn't want to talk anymore.
That's right.
And the women like to talk in general. They make they understand what's going on. When it gets to the bottom line, it makes me sense. The guys are like, they're up here, and we're like, wait.
Yeah.
So that's another thing,
Yeah, we have to get away from that as men. We have to.
But how do men watching are trying to comprehend that part? Not that all men, but a large amount of them just have this issue with communication. Yeah. But you just help, hopefully, explain that you're communicating in a variety of ways.
That's right. How important?
When you're not communicating, you're communicating.
How important is the relationship? You have to ask yourself, how important is the relationship? If understanding the communication is important to the relationship, even though you're carrying on this mantra that we men, we just don't want to talk. We don't want to talk. That's, what are you talking about? You don't want to talk. This is something that you have to do for a relationship.
That's right.
This is something that you have to do. So, if you're going to tell me that, and you're working as a spokesman for my business, and you tell me you don't want to talk, what do you think is going to happen?
You're going to be fired.
You're going to be fired.
Exactly.
So again, we have to realize how we treat the world and how important a job is, how important school is, how important a teacher is. It's then you have to incorporate that same way of thinking. How important is your marriage? How important is your husband? How important is your wife then? If you don't want to use those same tools that you have, the same tools that you do have, not that you have to learn from me. You have them tools already. I already know you have the tools. You say you have a degree. How did you get that degree? Because you listen. You listen to understand. You didn't debate with the teacher. You didn't have arguments with the teacher. You listened to understand so you can get that grade. So you do the exact same thing when you're at home. When it's time to listen to your wife, when it's time to listen to your husband, you do the exact same thing. You have the skill already. You have the skill already.
But why is it's not being utilized?
Again, mantra. People hear it and people think, oh, well, since I'm a man, I'm a man, then I guess I shouldn't listen to you. All of that is being a group thinker, right? because I'm a man, I mean, this is on both cases, woman and man. We hear things and we think we should live by those things. Mm-hmm. I give absolutes. I'm not trying to tell you what I think. I'm telling you what is. These are the facts of it. So don't be a group thinker. My professor told me, give yourself permission to mature. When you get to that point, when you give yourself permission to mature, you're no longer trying to be a group thinker, trying to do what everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. This is about you winning. This is about you graduating. Right. So think about it. If you're seeing people getting caught for cheating in class, you're not going to cheat. You're not going to cheat. You're going to be like, no, I want to graduate. Right. Mm-hmm. So with your relationship, use those same skills that you have. Mm-hmm. Stop being a group thinker. Stop because you've heard what men, I'm a man, and get off of that machoistic, egotistic, draconian tyrant type of way of thinking. Mm-hmm. And think the way you would think if you were during school, if you were at work. Use those same skills that you don't want to get fired from work. You don't want to lose this relationship.
Right. What is one of the big aha moments from that wonderful introduction, you've learned so much about the subject of relationships and the mindset and the brain, I would think, just how it works. So what are some of the most amazing finds that you've come across that help you understand things that you never really could figure out?
There's so many.
Mm-hmm. Oh, give us any.
What about the typical relationship thing that women have, I think, about not being able to let go sometimes? And I think men have that as well. So I know it probably works both ways. Mm-hmm. But because being women, we hear more from the women's point of view in relationships that should go away. And we have a hard time letting go of that. Why is that when it's not good for you?
The breakup. Yeah. Staying with someone is wrong for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's a major problem. Being able to learn the necessary steps to separate from that person. And the reason being is because we are addicted to that person. Mm-hmm. Just like any other person that would be addicted to a drug, because there's so many things that we're sharing during the relationship process. Mm-hmm. We're sharing so many natural neurotransmitters, natural pheromones, natural hormones against each other, with each other. And it becomes an addiction, and it's really difficult to let go. So when you actually make that breakup, when you actually realize, you can't, you've tried everything, you've exhausted everything that I've talked about, right? And you're at the point where you realize the relationship is just not going to work. You tried everything, right? The great thing about that is to now get to learn more about self, right? And get to know about, but the problem is that the challenge, I won't use that term, the challenge is letting go because we're so addicted. And, just like a drug addict, it's very hard, even if the drug dealer goes to jail, the drug addict is not going to stop taking drugs. You're just going to go out and try to find another drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. Right. Wow.
So, this is deep. This is deep here. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to. Just remind me what do you do? What do you do to break this addiction? But what's happening is that even if the person is gone, he or she, what our body is actually doing, because we haven't given ourselves that opportunity to detox from that person, right? What we're doing is still yearning for that person. Mm-hmm. So what happens is when we go out or meet someone or go to a club, our body is still yearning, but our body is looking for that same drug dealer, not for somebody else new. So when people say, girl, I feel like I've been knowing him forever. You have.
Oh, wow.
It's the same person.
Yeah.
In a different body. It's the same person because you haven't detoxed from that person. The body is still yearning. Remember what we said, the example early on? He goes to jail. The drug dealer goes to jail. The drug addict will still go what? Will still look for what? A drug dealer.
Yeah.
So that's why when people say, why do I keep attracting the same person over and over again? Well, actually, you're not even attracting. You're actually looking for.
That's deep.
You're actually looking for.
That's really deep. Yeah.
So it's a thing that's in us that's called
subconscious, right? You're not necessarily saying,
you're not necessarily I'm going out. It's subconscious. It's something that's it's something that we call the major histocompatibility complex.
Okay.
And
catch that term.
And
write it down.
Wait, say that again.
The major histocompatibility complex.
Got it.
It's what it's how we actually come together as couples. When this is something that you already know, when we always use the term, we have good what?
Rapport.
Chemistry. And it's true. It's about chemistry. It's about chemistry. And our major histocompatibility complex, we smell each other's DNA. We smell each other's immune system. And the reason why we become attracted to each other is because your immune system or DNA is the opposite match. And that opposite match says, hey, she will make a wonderful person to have a child with you. And the child will come out perfect without any birth defects. And we go, oh, wow. And that's what the body is saying, especially if you're ovulating, because during ovulation, you release a chemical called copulins. And when you release that chemical called copulins, it also has an effect on males' testosterone. So when he smells when you're ovulating, he'll also release a pheromone that's called androstenone. So you also smell. So we're smelling each other. And that's why sometimes you end up having sex on the first night.
And the next day you're like, why did I do that? No, I have not had that situation.
No, you are so right though.
But I hear this, that people are like, what did I do?
You are so right, because those chemicals are so strong.
Wow.
You wake up and you're like, wow, what did I do?
Back to normal.
Right.
Well,
Sort of. If the chemistry, if you still, find other things, attractive with the person, the person's symmetry, how you look, right? So with saying that, I can continue going with that, but I'm gonna go back to what.
No, it's interesting. I hope you guys are enjoying
throw in
this.
a quick thing about because that's how I know we don't consider ourselves animals, but that's how the animal kingdom relates,
absolutely,
right? That's why
we are.
That's why they're always.
We are animals. I mean,
we're a mammal.
In a sense, we're mammals.
Yeah.
We're all living, breathing creatures.
Right. Yeah.
And we all have those. So, I lived in the neighborhood in Chicago where you do see dogs walking around, and used to. And you would see the female canine walking, and you would see about 100 males right behind.
Yeah, the male pack is following, and it's following. It's in the air.
And the first thing, even when you are taking your dog out for a walk into the park, and you walk up to one of your friends with another dog, the first thing the dog is going to do is what? Sniff the other dog. They're smelling. They're doing the exact same thing, and they're trying to see what we call what we call it is astra, but normally we would say in heat, right? And that's the exact same thing with human females. Is you're ovulating, and when you ovulate, that's what you do. You send out a scent. And when you send that scent out, it's saying, "Hey, males, hey, I'm ready. Let's do this thing." So
to reproduce.
For the human race.
Yeah, that's the basic of it, right?
That's the basic.
Is there a point when a woman and a man can be in tune with the sense, or actually understand that smell or that timing?
Well, you again, you're not conscious of the smell unless you become conscious of the smell, and you can become conscious of the smell.
That's what I'm saying. How do you get to that?
After a point of maybe being reminded, like you could tell, like, okay, so you're all over your significant other. You're all over your significant other for a reason. But then you discover that she is ovulating. And then you go, oh, wow. So she may even say, that's why you're all over me. So now you are conditioned to understand the period that I'm all over you more than normal.
More than normal, yeah.
Right? And then she may even say, uh-oh, I guess I'm either ovulating right now or I'll be ovulating later.
Right.
You know,
something's coming.
Because you are all over me again. Like, I'm trying to watch the movie, and you're like over me like a octopus, you know. And so, you know, the more you do that, the more you realize, because you know, we have that, and then just with the natural scent, you know, when you're in the bed and your significant other gets up, and maybe he's going to work first, and you have another hour, and you realize that you are actually rolling over to the other side of the bed, is because you're gravitating to the pheromones on the pillow and the covers. So if he goes out of town or she goes out of town, same thing. You find yourself gravitating over to the other side is because you're actually holding on to the smell that's on the bed and then that's on the pillow too as well. So with all of that, imagine that you are so attached.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's why it's so important, if it's now a breakup time, why it's so important. Get rid of the pictures. Don't talk on the phone to him right now. And I know it's kind of challenging for somebody who have kids and you have to. So try to minimize as much as time as you can to detox from that person, because all of these years of all of the things that we just talked about, right. is connected, and it's got you that's what we would call the addiction part of it, right? And that's why it hurts. You know, that's why it's because your body is leaving that, and it's, you know, it's no longer having it, and the body knows that it's gone. It knows. You know, it knows that it's not in the bed. It knows that it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. It's the exact same thing of someone who is addicted and trying to come off the addiction.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it withdrawal?
It's withdrawal. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to go through it. But going through it means you have to get rid of everything. And I don't mean necessarily if you want to, you know, throw it away in the garbage or whatever, but in some cases,
ship it
you do.
To him or her.
Ship it to him or her. And the reason why do we do that? Why would we do that? And stay away from him or her for a little while, right? And I'm not saying you're not going to be friends later on, but I'm just saying why you're going through this process right now, right?
Well, there's an example. I just saw Wiz Khalifa and oh Lord, what's I just blanked on his girlfriend's name or his ex-wife, but they were on the red carpet a few days ago and they kissed, and there's this big picture now of them kissing on the red carpet, and she was just dating a man who supposedly now a week ago they broke up, but here she is now back with her ex-husband on the carpet, and they have this, you know, what appears in a picture, it's still shot to be a very affectionate kiss, and now they're coming out with a statement saying it was just, as he's the father of my child, we're always going to have a connection, it was just a nice exchange of a greeting, and that's all it is. But again, that's an old addiction she had. That's an old addiction, and it could,
and you have to be careful because you might hear next week that they're back together,
right?
Because fall off the wagon.
Because people, you guys are just good. Y'all coming up with some excellent examples.
Or they're, you know, drugs and certain, like people who are trying to get off drugs, and how all of a sudden, like, they could be clean for a certain amount of time.
2 years. You could be clean 2 years.
And they're in the presence of that drug. That's something that they'll throw it all away.
Right away.
Wow, that is deep. That's deep. You're so right.
That's why women can keep going back to a guy that they know is no good.
That's right. If you after you hear him talking about him and he's no good, I hate him again. All it takes is to hear his voice or to be touched. If you touch, when you touch, it's called primary somatosensory cortex, And what it is, it sends signals right up the body because we have our nerve signals, you know, for touch. When you touch things, hot, cold, and everything, it sends signals up our vagus into our part of the brain that's called the hippocampus brain. So we have our long-term memory and a short-term memory. The long-term memory keeps everything that is important to you, right? And it stays there, right? And what happens is, as soon as it goes into the hippocampus, the long-term memory, it says, uh-oh, here's Mark. Whoa, that's Mark. And he'd be like, you know, the brain, the limbic system, right?
And Mark goes in for a hug.
Mark goes in a hug.
Oh.
And the limbic system's like, come on, girl, get the hug. Get the hug. And then you hug. So what happens is, the minute you do that, there's an anticipation drug that starts to happen, and when that starts happening, it releases other drugs. So dopamine is one of the major ones. So dopamine is like a anticipation drug when you know something's getting ready to happen, when you know you're getting ready to do something, right? And you're excited, and adrenaline is running around in your body and everything. Well, as soon as you see this person, just through your visual cortex, you know, you see the person and go, oh, that's Mark. Stay away from him. You know, stay away from him. But he touch you, come in for the hug, and you find your body do a little chill. You know.
And really, you need something. What's the thing called that's saying, danger, danger, Will
Robinson.
Danger,
Will Robinson.
Yeah, where's that?
That's
when you need your girlfriend.
Yeah, come on, girl.
But wait a minute. I just want to hug him back.
Mark, it's all good. Bye.
Mark, it's all good. See you later. That's right.
Right.
Drag her. If you have to be dragging her on the ground, just drag her out. She's like, wait, no.
Because if not, she's going to end up in Mark's home.
She's going to be right
in Mark's bed.
Of shame.
That's right. All it takes is to hear or touch or see, look at pictures.
Right.
Because look how people end up falling in love by just being over the phone. Because we hear the voice. Because when the voice hears the frequency that's going in, the frequency also goes in, and again, it goes into the caudate nucleus area of the brain, the ventral tegmental area. That's the pleasure center of the brain, what makes us feel good. So it goes into that area of the brain, and you hear that voice. Hey, baby, how you doing? It's been a long time.
Oh, that's so funny.
I haven't seen you in so long. You know.
Well, I think we've heard those lines.
Right?
Yeah. We've
Can
heard
I just
them
come
all.
by? You know, hey, you just come outside. Can I just come by?
Right, I'm not going to come in. I just come outside the door. Right. Give you a hug. That's going to make you bring me in that house.
It's going to make me bring. Because the voice then already said, okay.
See, we're teaching the other people some bad tricks here, too.
Right,
Yeah.
because the voice says, okay, you can come over.
Right, how do I say no?
But you can't come in.
Right.
But that's fine, because that's his first thing. Mm-hmm. Just let me get there.
Just get there. I know what to do.
And then let me touch her. And then when I touch her, or it's vice versa too as well.
Yeah.
It's vice versa as well, you know, so touch him. So, you know, I mean, this is to guys as well, right? This is to guys as well.
Absolutely.
Be careful, because she'll say too, she'll call you, sound really good.
Yeah.
I just want to come over. I'm not going to come in. Mm-hmm. She gives you that hug and you get that chill. And then you go, well, you know, you could come in for a little while.
I just need to use the restroom.
Yeah.
I just need to use the restroom. And then next thing you know, you're back in it again.
But for it to get there, you still have to have, like you said, this little bit of addiction going. Mm-hmm. If you've cleared yourself of that, then you can touch, you can look at that person, and it won't affect you, because you literally cut that cord.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Yeah. I talk about years ago when I used to see cartoons, and this little man that's in the brain that's working the tools and everything. I call that part of our limbic system. And it's just amazing. It's so smart. It knows your significant other. It's so smart. It's so smart to the point where you're in a store, you're at the grocery store, and you have to use the restroom. You can hold that until you get closer to the garage, because your mental map, it knows the distance from the grocery store to your apartment,
right,
or to your house. And what happens the closer you get,
you have to go more.
You have to go more. It knows. So it says, I'm holding it, and I'm going to hold it, I'm going to hold it. And it's like, hey, we're at the house now. Well, you need to hurry. Either we're going to do it right here at the front door, or you need to hurry up and get to that restroom. Right?
That's
oh my
true.
gosh. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
That's just how smart that brain is. It knows your significant other. It knows. That's right. Absolutely. Because it knows that that person is going to bring out the oxytocin, the norepinephrine, the phenylethylamine, the serotonin. It knows that if you get with that person, it's going to make you feel good. It's going to bring you into an altered state of consciousness, the euphoria, one more time. Right? And that's what that body is. If you're not totally detoxed, like you said, you're so right. You're so right. If it's not done, then here we go, all over again.
It could be 5 years, 10 years.
That's right. And that's why when you ladies, see another lady and say, well, girl, she said she can't stand that Negro and that such and such, and I will never be with him, and he better not ever step there. And then you call, he's like, I got to talk to you later. Well, who's that there? I'll talk to you later. You drive by and there's his car. That's why it's really good to have that girlfriend. Because that girlfriend can come and knock on the door. Girl, and you walk in, Mark, you get out. What's that? No, Mark, he's just here. He just wanted to use the restroom. Did you use the washroom, Mark? Yeah, get out. And that's a good girlfriend.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Especially during that period of trying to detox. But you
they've
really
been
have to
through
detox.
the addiction with you, and they know how devastating it was. Right?
Absolutely.
So they're not going to let you fall back in there just for a minute of whatever.
Yeah, just for that minute of especially something that we didn't mention about kissing. Especially with kissing, because even with kissing, when we're talking about the first night thing, too. That's the second most sensitive part of our body, especially a woman, next to your clitoris. You have the most nerve endings. Those are the two danger parts of a woman's body, is the lips and the clitoris. So when you kiss, the message of that kiss, faster than the speed of light, goes right to that memory we were talking about, back to the hippocampus, and it says, hey, is this good? Is this really good? And your brain says, yeah, this is Mark.
Really good.
Mark was always good. And what happens is, this is very important too, ladies. What happens is that when you're kissing, you are actually receiving testosterone from the male's saliva.
What? That's different.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
I know, right?
And that testosterone is the key to open up arousal. That's why, now ladies, all you ladies that's listening, remember this. Remember the challenge that you've always had all your life. Whenever you are about to be intimate with a male, what is the most important thing to do before you actually start having sex? The most important thing is kiss me. If that person is not kissing you, you are not really that into it. But when that person kiss you, it's because the female body is asking for the testosterone. The testosterone is what's opening up everything, and all those drugs are starting to come in, and now you're starting
then
to
you
go.
got her.
Then you have her.
You wondered why you weren't happy with the woman that you took home one night, because you didn't kiss her.
You didn't kiss, and that's
There you go.
and that's a problem with a lot of married couples.
Wow. Yeah, there's some people don't like to kiss.
They stop kissing.
Yes.
They stop kissing. They meet. They're kissing but once they get together and once they get each other, once they get married and everything, they stop the kissing. That means you stop giving her the testosterone. And what happens is this is why one company, major company, is making so much money, KY Jelly. because of the microwave sex that people are having. So, you know, you're using that. But all you have to do, fellas, is kiss. And she will be lubricated when you kiss, because that's the whole purpose. That's what the kiss is for. It opens up the pleasure center part of the brain, the caudate nucleus, the nucleus accumbens, and that's responsible for the flow of dopamine and the flow of serotonin, the feel good, and from there you are very lubricated. And I've had clients call me after explaining to them, because that was the problem. So I have couples coming to me and they think that they have a major problem. That's why they wanted therapy. Right. But it wasn't a major problem. It was just this. I'm like, look, go home and just kiss her.
Kiss your lady.
Just kiss your lady, because I could take all the money, you know, you coming back and forth and you guys asking about your childhood and all that stuff.
Wow.
Just kiss her. And I have guys calling me, dude. Dude.
Wow.
And you got to have the patience to do it.
Yeah.
You got to have the patience to do it. And I know quick stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Have the patience. That's part of the foreplay.
Yeah, you can kiss for 15 minutes or something. I mean,
that's part of the foreplay. You know, just kiss until you realize, you know, you hear the locomotive, you hear that horn.
Yeah, when she received enough.
When she received enough. She's like, hey, it's time. I got enough testosterone.
Right, yeah.
You know, let's do the thing.
Wow. Look, check that out. Look at somebody really
loves
that.
We got
love. Someone said, I'm trying that tonight. Yeah. No, that's really great, because and then there are a lot of people who they say they don't like to kiss in a relationship, as we said. Yeah. And then some people just aren't good kissers. Okay. Yeah. So what do you do when your person's not a good kisser? That sounds like you need to get rid of them.
That's right. Now that can be a break. You know, a kiss could be, you know, a maker, a deal breaker. Yeah. Because if the person isn't a good kisser, and if the person isn't carrying strong enough DNA in the testosterone, then the woman will reject him anyway. So sometimes we wonder why we're being rejected after that kiss. That's information, because when you kiss,
I know, look at me, I'm like,
yeah, that's really what it is. Absolutes, man. That's what it is. You know, because you're getting information. Remember, when you're kissing, you're also smelling. You're also touching.
All the senses.
You're hugging. You're using every senses that you have to determine whether you want to be with this person or not.
And if it doesn't feel good, then you got to trust that.
Then you have to trust that. Yeah. You have to trust that, and a lot of us don't trust it. Why?
They keep going.
Because because he's so handsome.
He's so handsome.
And he's got so much money. She's so fine.
Right.
She got a nice body. She got a nice car.
She's the CEO.
She got that big booty. She's the CEO.
CEO of a company. A lot of men like
status. Both of us like status.
Yeah.
You know, so when if you find out this woman has status too as well, right? And then so you try to make this relationship work.
Oh yeah.
Look, it goes back to true. It's true. You already know this. You've said this years ago. You said this many times. It is really true. It's chemistry. Don't let other people, all these relationship people that's out here. It's true. I mean, I'm not putting myself on this imperialistic pedestal as being better than any other relationship expert, but I talk about the science of it. I talk about what's happening. I talk about the neuroscience, what's going on in the brain. I talk about the biology. I talk about the absolutes, to really let you know what's really happening, the true thing that's really going on, not just what I think. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you this is what's really happening. This is what's going on with the body. This is why you're rejected. Don't take the rejection and move on. Because
there's a reason to everything.
Because you try to force it. Yeah. You try to force it. It's the thing that I talk about when you're cooking, right? And I have all my ingredients in front of me. And I want to make a meatloaf, right? So I have all the ingredients in front of me. So some people make their meatloaf with beef, turkey meat, ground chicken now, right? Or whatever you grind it up with. But if I take that meat away, that's my non-negotiable requirement, right? That's my non-negotiable requirement. I need that. I have to put it. But most people, knowing that the meat is gone, you still try to make that meatloaf.
How do you make a meatloaf with no meat?
That's funny to look at it that way. Yes.
you still try to do it because of everything you name.
Yeah.
Let's do it one more time. What'd you name?
We said they're attractive, they're handsome,
Look.
Got a lot of money.
got a lot of money,
Nice car.
have a great job,
Big booty.
House.
the female,
some other things maybe.
Absolutely.
the connections. A lot of people
Some
say
other things
There's
maybe.
something about size that's supposed
Something
to
about
matter.
size. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Some people say just the sex is good, everything else is ridiculous, but the sex is good, and that just brings them back because the sex is good.
That's right, and you'll keep just seeing that person. Right. And the bad thing about that is that person is in your life, right? Well, again, biologically and spiritually, we sense where your body is spiritually, and if someone is in your life, or if someone is sexually in your life. Right. Sometimes, too, that is another way of turning people off from you, because we can sense it. We can smell that somebody else has been with you. And our immune system, again, it goes back to what you said earlier.
With the animal.
Talk to me.
And how, I think the scent changes. Something must change, right? So we'll use dogs, because dogs, you see them doing the thing. If they would to sense, I guess, that other dog had been there first, they might change the way that they felt, even if the past week they've been the one there.
That's right.
Right? So
That's
if another dog is somewhere in between there, they sense that and they might turn away. Right?
That's right. That's right. They might turn away, or they want to stay and fight the male and fight for the female.
Yeah, because then you have people, when as soon as they get into a relationship or they get married, they have more people coming after them than they did before. What is that about?
Right, absolutely.
They always say, I got a boyfriend now, and all of a sudden every man is coming at me.
Because I want you, because
when
I know
was single,
you have.
Yeah, when I'm single, I'm single. I'm making this all up. I wish I could be saying, I have a man, get away, I'm good. But no, I'm single. But when I have had a relationship, all of a sudden, all these men are coming like crazy.
That's right.
So is it the visual, or is a scientific part?
It's a scientific part as well as visual. Because, also, just like in visual, I'm glad you brought that up too, because just like when I mentioned when you're ovulating and everything, your face, your symmetric symmetry also change too as well. So your face change. And that's when the male could actually look at your face and as well and go, oh, she's ovulating.
Are we more beautiful when we're ovulating?
Absolutely. Absolutely, that's what happens.
It's a good toner.
You become more attracted attractive, and your voice also change. It goes into a higher tone when you're ovulating. So
that's why we're like, oh,
light bulb moment. Light bulb. So for women that no longer ovulate, does that mean that's why it's harder for them to find a man? Is that?
It's a little
horror.
Okay.
Not that we're in that category.
No, I'm just thinking though, because I know they always say it's an age thing that you're older, but is it because they're not ovulating?
Yeah, it's more of it becomes a little challenge because you're not now. But there's things that you can do.
Okay.
There's things you can do.
Let me get a pen.
Now,
why are you getting happy? You're not in that category.
Now, what happens is, remember, now that you're getting a little older, you might be in the menopause stage or whatever. I mean, pre-menopause. Pre. Let's say pre.
Okay.
Let's say in pre. When you get to that stage, it's some things that you have to stop doing as far as perfume. Stop wearing perfume because what you're doing is your perfume. You actually shouldn't,
blocking your natural.
You're blocking your natural scent. Okay. Everybody has a scent, so you're blocking that natural scent. So the older you get, use less scent. Less perfume
or cologne.
Or
cologne. I don't know if it works for men though.
Men too. Because you have to smell that male as well.
Okay.
And so a lot of men just bathe.
Oh, they do.
And they're not allowing themselves to because remember when I said they also release pheromones too as well. Okay. So when they're bathed in cologne, they're not letting their natural either. So they wonder too why they go into a club and never could pick up somebody. So somebody seems like it makes them less attractive too as well.
Is there something to this? I'm not sure because in church. church, say for instance, you go to church, and the older women always smell like perfume or some type of perfume.
A whole lot of perfume.
But they don't smell. It doesn't smell good necessarily. It's like an old lady perfume.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
Because they no longer have like as much of their natural scent, so
they're not ovulating
as well.
Yeah, it's not blending.
That's
all you right.
You
exactly.
don't smell that nice little blend of perfume with your natural scent.
Right. Absolutely, good one. That's right.
Yeah. Well, about 2 years ago, I had to stop using perfume because I noticed that it doesn't smell good on me anymore. Like my body changed, so that's why I use like more like lotions or oils.
Yeah.
Because perfume doesn't smell good.
That's right.
Well, I'm due to refill a few bottles, so I think I'll just cross that off my to-do list.
Yeah. Just try to find the ones that are less, a nice little tiny smell, if none at all.
But for me, I don't put it on my skin. I'm very sensitive on my skin.
Good,
so I put it on my clothing.
Yeah, good.
So what they're actually
just don't put a lot, but that's good.
I put perfume on my clothes.
Yeah.
And leave it at that. So does that make a difference for me as far as
No, that helps. That helps.
But it's still blending with my natural coming out.
Yeah, it blends with it, and just make sure it's not too strong.
Because it won't absorb like your skin absorbs.
Right.
And I don't think that's healthy, by the way. That's why I think perfume in your skin, it's a chemical. You better watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good, right?
It's a chemical against a chemical because it's fighting that chemical.
Yeah.
It's fighting your natural chemical. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to minimize that, the older you get.
Okay.
So it's still good.
So much great stuff. I'm loving this. Yeah. Well, the next time a man says, "Hi, I've been coming at you for a long time. You just don't respond." I'm like, "You wear too much cologne."
Yeah.
And it's your pheromones that's not working. Okay.
And we need to write all these terms down and hit them with that.
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
Even talking about that, I guess we can bring up too. That's why it's so important too. The ones who are actually taking birth control pills, because birth control pills, taking the birth control pills. This is a really new major study. Probably hear it from me for the first time. Is that it also stops everything that we're talking about. So all of those pheromones that we're talking about, all of the things that you would attract a man, taking a birth control pill will stop all of that. So it minimizes the chances of you actually finding the right man with the right chemistry. Okay. Because the birth control pills, what does it do? What does it manipulate your body into believing that you're what? Pregnant.
Yeah, because it's messing with the ovulation.
It's messing with the ovulation.
That's what you give to attract.
Absolutely. So it makes the body believe it's pregnant. So the body is saying, why would I release any of my pheromones when we're good.
We're done.
Right. We're fine.
Right.
So especially the older you get. Now, I'm not anti-birth control. I'm just saying, if you're single, and you're not having sex, then just get off the birth control pills. Yeah. And if you want to get on birth control pills just for the purpose of not having a child while you're married because of your career or something that you want to do, then, go ahead. But the problem is, what we are finding out now is that some women that are birth control pills, you meet a man based on some of the things that we have already said when the bullet points that we mentioned. Well, you're not really meeting the man because of the chemistry. You're meeting the man because of the symmetry and because of his status, his job, his car, his money, and all that. Well, what happens is what we're finding out is that married couples, we're now putting this on the list as to one of the reasons why people are getting divorced. It's just one. When you actually get married while you're on the birth control pill, and then you come off the birth control pill, you see your husband different than he appeared when you first met him. So it's sort of like, what am I doing?
Wow.
How did I marry this guy?
Oh. Is it because now your real hormones are
because everything is kicking in.
And it's the real natural.
And the real natural and even the DNA, you find out that the DNA isn't compatible.
Wow.
You find out that that the major histocompatibility complex isn't compatible. even though when people say the opposite match, because I want to just correct this, that myth about, opposite match is the opposite as far as what you do. I'm a lawyer, you're a doctor, and we track, that way, whatever. But trust me, the body is always looking for the opposite match. It's always looking for the opposite. It's not looking for the same. Even though our DNA looks for a similar DNA in a man that is similar to the father of that woman, but it still has to be opposite. It still has to be an opposite DNA, right? But yeah. Okay. So, wow. So
before you
really
get married,
important.
when you're engaged, you better go all natural.
That's
go
right.
natural.
Get off the birth control pills.
Off the birth
Men
control
let
pill.
the cologne go. Women let them just be natural. Do it, Alicia Keys.
Yeah. Because
Everybody,
that's
and just see how it works for a couple of months.
Absolutely.
Then did I hit something?
That's it. Because
I'm a
lot
good
of
student.
people,
I get an A today.
Yeah, that is so true.
Wow.
That is so true. That is what happens because if you, people are just discovering they get married and they come off that birth control pill and then you guys are so good. We have to do this often.
We
because
have.
You
You
guys are
pipe in and let us know because we've gone over our normal time.
We have,
but this was so worth it because this is invaluable information for life.
Yeah.
So we may have to do this.
Would you do a part 2? Yeah.
Part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5.
Okay, we can do a whole series.
I could be your relationship expert person.
We'll do a series.
Whenever y'all want.
This
is our Oprah moment. Right. He'll be our resident
relationship guru.
I love it. I love it. Would you guys like that? Would you like him to come back as our relationship expert?
Real quick so we know that you're all for this.
So Karla Rainelle Show now has an
look
official relationship expert that comes and periodically chimes in on updated information. If you have questions for us, you go to the Karla and Rainelle Facebook page.
Yes.
And thank you for the love. They love the idea. Thank you. Likes and loves.
We can need this. We need this and we can use it and I'm so appreciative.
I kind of feel like I'm sure there's some questions there. I don't know. Look at the love. I don't know if I should run over and do questions today or not. I try not to, but
or you want to do a post show? Tell everybody. To hang
we can
in
do
there.
a post show. That's a good idea. We'll go back. We've done it
or
before.
do one question. They might have one.
They might.
What do you have?
We're going to do a post show. Go back
on.
on.
List of people that have already commented about what we're talking.
Oh, I love the hearts. We love that. What we're going to do is we're going to we can go off and come back on and do a post wrap with questions and we'll address the questions that are here. And we'll look here and follow those, and we will have them answer your questions. Does that sound good?
Yeah, so don't go away.
Let me see some hearts if you like that idea.
Don't go away, just hang in there.
Yeah. We'll do that, and we'll come right back on. So just watch for us to pop back up live again.
They're bursting with love.
In about 5 minutes, we're going to come back on with a post-show wrap with questions.
That's right.
Yeah,
It'll give me time to tinkle.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I mean,
and
look. I would see them on shows all the time. I'm like, I want to be on this show. I want to be on this show. I want to be on it. Every time they come on, I'm like, I want to be on that show. I was like, wow. And to actually be right here is such an honor to be next to you guys. It's like really an honor to me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well,
we mutually feel the same way.
Yes.
I'm going in for a hug.
Yes.
I'm be so afraid to hug men now.
Yes.
Any man, whether I've dated him or not, just like, I don't know.
Right.
What's that doing?
Just no kissing.
I don't know. All affection and contact is going to mean something. I'm a little nervous. Be like fist pump. Do the Michelle Obama fist pump. Hey,
right.
Come on, give it to me. There you go. Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
And you still might feel something.
Right.
Homeboy be like, whoa.
It's a touch that, something in
that.
Can we do that again? You'd be like, oh my God. You'd be running.
And
you turn around and she's running.
That happened to me one day. I won't say where or when or who, but I shook someone's hand to introduce myself, and then I was like, wow. Now that's what I'm talking about. I don't need to have him, but I need to feel that.
Right.
Every time somebody's trying to come at me.
So that means they had a connection.
Yes.
So then you can know that might be someone you might need to talk to because there was something there, right?
Yes,
okay, I know
yes,
Don't worry, I have plans.
And that's what I
we
like
can
too.
talk for
Something you
another
said
hour.
earlier too that we talk about on the next show that I really liked. That you said something that I think a lot of women should hear, because you said And I always talk about celebrate your singleness, you know, when you're single, to get a chance to know yourself, get a chance to evaluate that relationship before you jump into another relationship and using that person as a codependent, right? But you said something that was so great. You said, you know, I'm not saying I'm not looking for a relationship. You said that. You said we're single, but I'm not saying. That's a key. And we're going to talk about that. Why it's important not to quote, I don't need a man. I don't want a man. That is really something, you're doing something to your brain when you're saying that as human beings. You're actually doing something to your brain when you're saying it. And it's so important. And people don't realize saying that can kill you.
Wow.
Whoa. Now
that'll
on that
be on the
note,
show. On that note, that will be a topic on a future show. Not the 5-minute wrap, but that'll be on a future show. But we will be back in 5 minutes for Q&A. Yes. And we thank you for watching. We thank our viewers. We thank our guest being with us today. You're watching the Karla and Rainelle Show every Wednesday, 5:30 or 6, depending on the location. Sometimes we have location changes that make us have to push it, but we always post the time. Always check our Facebook page, and also go to YouTube and see the Karla and Rainelle Talk Show, and you'll see all of our old shows and keep you up to date on what we're doing. Our bios will be put up very soon, so you'll be able to follow us there, okay? So have a good evening, spread love and kindness, and make someone smile today.
And thank you again. We love you. We appreciate you. We know that you're watching, and we really do, you know, we were all I can say is I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and start to sip and walk.
Okay.
We'll be back, everybody.
Need a refill.
Refill.
I may. If there's any left. I think I drank it all.